There was a time when his voice could shake an entire screen. Today, that same voice struggles to form a single word. And when you truly understand what happened to Bruce Willis, you won't just watch this story. You'll feel it. Bruce Willis's journey didn't begin with fame or comfort. He was born on March 19, 1955, in Idar Oberstein, a small town in West Germany. His father served as an American soldier, and his mother was German. Because of his father's military life, the family's childhood was constantly on the move. New places, new environments, no sense of stability. Eventually, the family settled in New Jersey, USA, but even then, life didn't become easier. Money was always tight, struggles were constant. At a very young age, Bruce realized something most children never should. If he wanted to build a life, he would have to fight for it himself. And as if that wasn't enough, another painful challenge entered his life: a severe stutter. Speaking wasn't just difficult, it was terrifying. Every time he tried to talk in school, his words would break, his voice would get stuck, and the room would fill with laughter, mockery, ridicule, isolation. For a young boy, this wasn't just embarrassment, it was emotional damage. Slowly, his confidence began to crumble. He started avoiding conversations, avoiding attention, avoiding himself. But sometimes, what feels like your biggest weakness quietly becomes your greatest strength. To fight his stutter, Bruce turned to acting, and something incredible happened. When he stepped onto the stage, when he spoke as someone else, his stutter disappeared. His words flowed freely. His voice stayed steady. For the first time in his life, he felt in control. Acting became more than a hobby. It became his escape, his identity, his freedom. After joining his school drama club, he slowly rebuilt himself. Confidence returned. Courage grew. The boy who once feared speaking now stood under lights, capturing attention. With nothing but a dream in his heart, Bruce Willis moved to New York. No connections, no financial backup, no guarantee of success. Just determination and an unbreakable will. But New York was ruthless. Tiny apartments, unpaid bills, uncertain days. Some nights he slept hungry. Some days he walked from one audition to another, only to hear no again and again. Still, he refused to quit. To survive, he worked as a bartender, but even there he was learning, watching people, understanding emotions, studying behavior. Without realizing it, he was preparing himself for the roles that would one day define him. Then, finally, after years of struggle, a breakthrough came. In 1985, a television series called Moonlighting changed everything. His natural charm, sharp dialogue delivery, and effortless presence captured audiences instantly. Overnight, his life transformed. He was no longer invisible. He became a recognized face. But destiny had something even bigger waiting. In 1988, Die Hard was released, and with it, history was rewritten. Before this film, action heroes were untouchable, perfect, unbreakable. But Bruce Willis changed that image forever. His character, John McClane, was human. He got hurt, he bled, he felt fear, he struggled. Yet he kept going. That's what made people connect with him, because he wasn't a superhero, he was one of us. Die Hard didn't just succeed, it revolutionized action cinema. and Bruce Willis became a global icon. Through the 90s and early 2000s, he proved again and again he wasn't limited to one genre. In Pulp Fiction, he delivered a layered, intense performance. In The Sixth Sense, his quiet, emotional acting left audiences speechless. Then came Armageddon in 1998, a story of sacrifice, love, and survival. His performance touched hearts worldwide, and the film's success placed him among Hollywood's highest-paid stars. From struggle to stardom, from uncertainty to a fortune of nearly $250 million. Luxury homes, sports cars, private properties. He had everything people dream of. But none of it came easy. Every success was built on years of pain, rejection, and resilience. He didn't just become successful, he earned it. But life has a way of changing everything. The man who once commanded attention with his voice is now fighting a battle without words. In 2022, his family revealed the truth. Bruce Willis had been diagnosed with aphasia, a condition that slowly takes away your ability to speak, to understand, to express. Soon after, he stepped away from acting. For fans around the world, it was heartbreaking, accepting that the man who gave us unforgettable dialogues could no longer speak normally was painful beyond words. But the reality became even harsher. In 2023, doctors confirmed he was suffering from frontotemporal dementia, a rare, devastating disease that slowly erases a person, their personality, their memories, their identity. And the most painful truth, there is no cure. Bit by bit, it takes everything away. Faces become unfamiliar, memories fade, even emotions become harder to express. The man who once entertained millions now depends on the love of a few. But even now, he is not alone. His wife, Emma Hemming, stands beside him like a pillar of strength. His ex-wife, Demi Moore, remains close, proving that some bonds never break. And his daughters stay by his side, holding on to every moment. No cameras, no scripts, just love. At 70 years old, Bruce Willis's world has completely changed. The voice that once echoed across cinemas is almost faded into silence. The memories that once defined him are slowly slipping away. Today, he is no longer a star on the red carpet. He is a father, a husband, a man fighting quietly, surrounded not by fame, but by love, because in the end, everything else loses meaning. Money, fame, power, none of it matters. What remains is who stands beside you when everything else is gone. And maybe that is the real story of Bruce Willis. So ask yourself, if one day you lose everything, who will still be there for you?